Picture this: a sleepy courtroom in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the kind of place where the air feels heavy with old laws and older grudges, and Finbom Detective Mike Sullivan, a guy who's been dodging accountability forever, loses it, grabs the judge's gavel, and chucks it right at Judge Lena Carter's head. That split second, that crack of wood against her forehead, it's not just an assault, it's the moment his whole world of lies starts to unravel. I'm telling you, folks, this wasn't just a bad day for Sullivan. It was the day the system he gamed for years finally turned on him. Let me take you back to that morning in courtroom 3A. Lena Carter, a black judge with 20 years of constitutional law under her belt, is sitting there, calm as ever, flipping through a habeas corpus petition that's been keeping her up at night. It's from Maria Delgado, a mom fighting to free her 17-year-old son, Carlos, who's been locked up for 9 months on charges that don't add up, some vague gang activity nonsense. Carlos, an A student with dreams of engineering school, is in an orange jumpsuit, looking smaller than his age, trying not to let the cuffs shake his pride. Maria's in the front row, clutching a folder of Carlos's report cards, college acceptance letters, proof her kid's no criminal. And then Sullivan struts in 6'4" ex-Army, badge gleaming like he owns the place. His eyes scan the room, cold, calculating, like he's sizing up a battlefield, not a courtroom. Your Honor, Sullivan starts, leaning back in the witness chair like he's at a bar, not under oath. Carlos Delgado's arrest was textbook gang lookout behavior, caught in a hot zone for drug deals. Lena doesn't flinch, just keeps scribbling notes, her face unreadable. She's seen guys like Sullivan before, cops who think their badge is a crown, who twist suspicious behavior into whatever fits their narrative. But what Sullivan doesn't know is Lena's been digging into him for months, quietly building a case with the FBI. She's got out of you, man, the audio that'll bury him. Detective, she says, voice steady. You're telling me waiting for a bus at 7 a.m. is gang behavior? The room goes quiet, and Sullivan's smirk falters, just for a second. See, Lena had file stacks of them showing Sullivan's pattern. 25 arrests in 2 years, all but one targeting Latino or black kids, all with flimsy charges that never stuck. Like 16-year-old Javier Ruiz, nabbed for gang colors because he wore his school's red hoodie. Or 15-year-old Aaliyah Torres, charged with criminal association for walking with her brother. And then there's Carlos's cousin, Miguel, 18, killed by Sullivan in a justified shooting last year. Lena found Sullivan's original report, buried deep, saying Miguel was surrendering, hands up, no weapon, nothing like the official story claiming he lunged with a knife. That's when she knew Sullivan wasn't just crooked. He was a killer, protected by a network of cops, prosecutors, even a deputy DA who'd tip him off about investigations. Sullivan, Lena says, leaning forward, how many of your 80 juvenile arrests involved minority kids? His jaw tightens, and he snaps, I don't track race, Your Honor, I stop crime. But Lena's got stats. His patrol area is 40% Latino, yet 90% of his arrests are Latino or black kids. The numbers don't lie, but Sullivan does, and he's getting sloppy. Your Honor, he growls, you're twisting this into a race thing when it's about keeping streets safe. Lena's eyes lock on his. Detective, the Constitution doesn't bend for your version of safe. Equal protection isn't optional. That's when he snaps, grabs the gavel, and screams, you bleeding heart, Judge, hiding behind your robes, you're the problem. The gavel flies, hits Lena square in the forehead. Blood trickles down, but she doesn't fall. She stands, unflinching, staring him down like he's nothing. Federal agents swarm in, FBI, not local cops led by Agent Sarah Ruiz, who's been tailing Sullivan for a year. Mike Sullivan, she says, cuffs clicking, you're under arrest for assaulting a federal judge, conspiracy, and civil rights violations. The courtroom's buzzing, but Lena's voice cuts through. Let the record show Detective Sullivan just attacked the rule of law itself. Turns out, those audio files, they caught Sullivan bragging to his captain in a dive bar, laughing about Miguel's death, saying, these kids think the Constitution's their shield, taught that punk a lesson. He even planned to frame Carlos to punish Maria for hiring a civil rights lawyer. But the real kicker? A second tape, with the police chief himself, coaching Sullivan on faking reports to dodge federal heat. That tape blew open a RICO case, nailing 50 officers across 3 states. Sullivan's hauled off, face down on the marble floor, his swagger gone, while Lena, blood still on her face, stays upright, a symbol of justice that won't bend. Within hours, the FBI's raiding stations, seizing servers, arresting chiefs and DAs. Carlos walks free, graduates valedictorian, and heads to MIT, vowing to fight for kids like him. Maria starts a foundation in Miguel's name, helping families battle police misconduct. Lena's scar fades, but her legacy doesn't. She's the judge who took a hit and brought down a corrupt empire. Sullivan, he's rotting in a federal cell, his name a warning in every police academy. This story's about power, how it corrupts, how it's fought. Lena, Maria, Carlos, they didn't just win, they reshaped justice. But what do you think? Was Sullivan a rogue cop, or was the system built to let him thrive? Drop justice in the comments, share where you're watching from, and tell me, how do we stop this from happening again? Hit that subscribe button, and let's keep these stories alive.